Okay, so I'm here with Alexis Kopikis from the Sync project. Can you explain a little bit about what is the purpose of the Sync project?
Sure. So we started the Sync project to figure out if we could find a way to decode what music does to the human body. Right? All of us know that music has an effect. Right? You've heard the phrase "the power of music." There's been a huge amount of scientific research that has begun to point to the fact that music actually is affecting your brain, is affecting your physiology. And what we're trying to do is build a platform that allows the deep study of that for the purpose of improving health.
So actually, your product is the layer beneath the actual hardware, and do you allow the software part on top of your algorithms? I guess. Can I build a thing on top?
Exactly. So we built a demonstration application that I'll show you in a second, but our goal is to have anybody be able to build an experience above the platform. Our goal is to study the effect of music across a very wide variety of conditions. So things like sleep, anxiety, autism, depression are areas that need to be studied. There is anecdotal evidence and some research that music has an effect, and so what we want to do is enable developers, scientists, researchers, and companies like us and device companies to all work together to figure out if we could actually decode what music is actually doing.
And so it makes totally sense. And so the demo you've made, how does that work?
Yeah. So what I'll show you is we've made an application that allows you to connect to music services like Spotify and iTunes. Allows you to play the music that you already like, right? Because music is very personal. You like certain music, I like certain music. If you want to listen to the music you like, and we want to enable you to listen to the music that you like, right? So we connect to your existing service, and then in this particular application, we'll connect you to a band that will measure your what's called your galvanic skin response. That is a measure of how aroused you are, and we'll connect it to an EEG monitor that will show us what's going on in your brain waves, and you'll connect to a heart rate monitor that will show me how excited you are doing this interview or not. And then I'll play you music, and we'll be able to actually visualize the effects. You'll be able to see inside your body what the music is doing to you.
Okay, great. Let's go.
So let's hook you up. So give me your wrist. This is called the Empatica band. From a company called Empatica, right? And it measures your galvanic skin response. This is called a Melon EEG monitor. Let's see if I guess the size of your head. He's got a smaller head than the last person.
The smallest head in my high school. Yeah,
exactly.
I don't know if that's a thing to be proud of.
I don't know. We haven't yet exactly correlated. Maybe we should study that size of head to cognition, right? So we'll try to see if this works. Slightly smaller head. Impressive. Impressive.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right. While we wait, we'll talk about that penalty kick against Mexico next. Okay. So this is an EEG monitor, right? And then I'll hold it for you. This is a heart rate monitor since you have to hold that. I'll do that. So. Let us start a new session, right? So this is what's happening inside your body. So I'll play you a little bit of Def Leppard since you happen to walk in there, right? So this is what's happening inside your body while you listen to Def Leppard, right? What you see is based on the focus of your brain, right? The visualization is assembling. So start doing some math in your head, for example. So try to focus, right? And you'll see that the triangle is more complete, right? That's you doing math. Right, start just looking around and be a little bit more distracted. You'll see that it basically disappears, right? Go ahead and smile, right? You're going to see that the interface goes red, right? So we recognize whether you're now going frown, and you'll see that it'll become blue, right? So when you kind of get sad, right? What's happening behind the scenes? So this is your galvanic skin response. It's controlling the direction in which it's going, right? And then your heart rate is controlling how fast it's going. So we track every one of these variables, right? So here's your brain, right? And that's your brain listening to. This is your brain listening to Sting, right? If I change it to anything else, right? What we're doing is we are learning what physical, biological reaction your body has to every single song that you play, right? And over time, we can learn, right? So this was you listening to Journey, right? And so your galvanic skin response is spiked because you may or may not like this song, right? So our goal is to aggregate everything that happens to you so we can understand you better. with the purpose of then giving you the music that can actually predictively lower your heart rate to help you go to sleep, focus your brain so you can work better, right? And then with your permission, if you choose to share the data with the global community, we will learn what digital signals exist for conditions like autism, anxiety, pain, sleep, depression.
So will you actually collect all of the data collected? So if I use your platform, will you collect all the users that I have, their information, and use that for scientific purposes?
So you basically donate your data. We have an option for you to donate your data for science, and then we are collaborating with very prominent scientists around the world who are studying the impact of music on various conditions. Like I mentioned, like sleep and anxiety, autism, Parkinsons, etc. And so they use the aggregate data to establish baselines against specific populations, right? And then each one can conduct a study, right? So for the consumer is the experience that you just saw. For the researchers, there's actually a deep scientific platform in the back to be able to actually conduct a real scientific study, which is what hasn't occurred in the marketplace is large-scale global studies. Because it's one thing for me to bring you into the lab of a university, hook you up and play your music. It's another thing for you to be in the normal environment that you are in. And that's particularly important for the special needs populations where actually getting to the place to conduct the study is a problem.
Okay, and how far is your product? Is it? Can I start using it now?
So we launched yesterday, right? We are in. Thank you. We launched yesterday, and we just announced, and we are working with a very small set of initial partners to kind of test the application. We envision that this year we're going to have a number of these studies that we will work with either universities or patient advocacy groups and potentially the population as a whole. So somewhere in the next few months, you will hear from us the availability of an initiative for sleep or an initiative for anxiety that you can join. And then we will develop both the clinical products and the consumer products in parallel. So stay tuned.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for joining.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.